Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between DuckLoadRa, aka WhiteRa, versus Goody here on Pawn Ray. Here we have ESC Goody spawning as the purple Terran player. Forgot to set up the rally point on that SCV, and a little bit of a delay there. Meanwhile, we have DuckLoadRa, aka WhiteRa, spawning as the red Protoss. So Protoss versus Terran here on Pawn Ray. Now, if you guys have not seen this map, this is part of the I believe the ICC Cup maps. There is a natural expansion here, and then from there is another expansion here to the south, so it is easy to take up a third base. The problem with that third base though is that there is a very large number of cliffs that people can use. Siege tanks can be placed here to start shelling down damage onto the minerals below. So it is a very difficult third base to expand to, but it's better than having your natural expansion having a cliff. DuckLoadRa now most likely will be warping in a gateway in just a moment. Meanwhile, the barracks has already been placed down, and now another supply depot should be placed down here. ESC Goody probably wanted to spawn on the north side of the map, as it would allow him to place down a tech lab without having to lift off his barracks. So these ramps are rather tight, so I'm curious as to how these ramps are going to play out. There's not a lot of room for for bunkers or anything else, and the walking distance is relatively close. So the probe is going to be able to come in here and now start harassing that SCV, as the SCV is just trying to do its job, trying to build that barracks there. Now an SCV will be able to shoo away WhiteRa's one particular probe, and now the Marine is done. Are we going to get a supply depot? No supply depot, and I believe the scouting probe is numbered unless he tries to go inside. He's not going to go inside, just going to stick down over here instead. Back over here, we finally have an SCV making its way up the ramp and sees that there is not a very early expansion, and then should be walking up that ramp in just a moment. The Marine, I believe, is out, and a tech lab was placed down, so a nice building placement here by Goody. I didn't realize that you could actually do this with this particular build, or on the south side of the map, allowing that tech lab to act as your third building and finish off that wall. And we now have one Marine down over here. There's a very narrow passageway and hallway right in between these two locations, so this is probably a death trap if you ever try to fight into this location with any melee units against range units. A zealot will be warping out in just a second and now chasing after that SCV. I do not think that SCV has anything to worry about, as the SCV is faster than a zealot. But we now have a Marauder making its way out. The concussive shell is now being researched, and if that Marauder gets that concussive shell up in time, he should be able to focus down this one particular zealot. Marauder now coming in, getting some damage onto that zealot. The zealot still chasing after that SCV, and it's just microed to attack. And now WhiteRa realizes the trouble he is in, now trying to pull away. The concussive shells has been completed, and down goes one easy zealot there. So one zealot already lost. DuckLoadRa, however, may set up a proxy pylon here if Goody goes for the same bunker attempt. If he goes for that same bunker attempt and then WhiteRa is able to warp in a pylon here, he may even get in units onto this side. There are vents over here as well, so we'll see what's going to be happening, as there is now one Stalker against these two Marauders, one Marine and SCV. Units are going to be walking up that ramp. There we go. Probes now coming off the mineral line, trying to deal damage back towards that zealot. The zealot is taking some damage, now going after the Stalker instead. The Stalker does take a lot of damage from those units, and now turning around trying to fight against that one zealot there. Another zealot getting taken down, and now we have a lot of low hit point units here, and now Goody just trying to get a lot of mileage out of his units. SCV, Marauders, Marines, both of them, all of them doing a lot of damage. One of those units perhaps should be engaging against probes and not trying to engage against anything else. Perhaps going after that zealot. That zealot is going to get taken down with relative ease, down to 14 hit points, 15, 6, and down it goes. And now there are just a couple probes left. I believe that probe is going to get shot down. Able to escape. And now we have another zealot coming in, and now warp gates coming online, so that has got to be a sign for Goody to leave. Goody needs to get out of here. Perhaps he wants to finish off this last zealot before he leaves, and it looks like he's going to come back over here. That sentry and that Stalker is going to be able to finish it off. Another Marauder coming in from the backside. Goody trying to micro his units like a madman, and now trying to finish off many of those Stalkers and sentries. I believe that earlier Marauder has been taken down, and now we have a proxy Stargate So White Raw, now with a proxy Stargate, may be able to get a lot of damage dealt, as the majority of Goody's units are currently Marauders. So with so many Marauders in play, as soon as one Void Ray pops out, that Void Ray will be able to put pressure on this front door. And Goody, even though he hasn't lost that much, 625 resources compared to, or 525 compared to 625, giving Goody a slight lead. That one tech advantage and that one Void Ray should be able to deal a lot of damage, especially if it's able to start charging off of those supply depots. One SCV quickly going to get taken down over here. Things are not looking good. A Void Ray will be completed in just in time. A Starport is up, but if it doesn't start training up a Viking in just the right time, no, going after a Medevac, that Void Ray is going to be able to deal loads and loads of damage. I'm waiting for that Void Ray. The Void Ray perhaps just waiting outside, waiting for a second Void Ray to come online and finish warping in. There is a Stalker down over here. The Medevac is going to be completed, but without a Viking, the Vikings outmaneuver and outrange those units. We're going to get a Siege Tank on this front door. Siege Tank is not yet quite done. Still waiting for that second Void Ray. Void Rays do take 60 seconds to build. With the Chrono Boost, it takes only 50 seconds if the Chrono Boost is on the full time of that Void Ray. So 2 Void Rays now making their way out. Going to put pressure onto this front door and now get some damage onto that supply depot and then start charging up. That is going to be an issue there. Supply depot is going to get taken down in just a second, and even perhaps the barracks is going to get taken down. So now going after the barracks, a lot of going after the bunker now having Marines inside, the Guardian Shield now coming in, but no SCVs over to repair it, not enough. And 2 Void Rays in the air just going after those units. Siege Tanks now getting taken down. Marines without stim will be able to take down one of those Void Rays, but a lot of damage is being dealt. Zealots now just simply walking into the base. Marauders on the ground, unable to really deal any damage back to that Void Ray in the air. A Viking is currently being trained, but that may be too little, too late, as that Void Ray is pretty powerful right now. In comes the Viking now dealing that damage and now trying to chase after that Void Ray. Viking being very, very careful to just keep some distance there. Stalker's now coming in. SCV's coming off the mineral line as well, but I believe that SCVs are not repairing the Viking, and that is GG. There's no way that Goody can get back into this, and there's the GG coming in from Goody. So White Raw taking a very impressive 3-0 win against Goody. The final game taking place on Pawn Ray, what I assume to be a best of 5 series, but DuckLoadRa only needed 3 games to win 3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed these 3 games here. These 3 games, this one last game taking place on Pawn Ray, and hope to see you guys on Battle.net.